Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Technocrats, where we talk about the ins and outs of technology to empower the digital you. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. Man, I'm with my main man, Jay. Jay, what's up, brother? How you feeling today, man?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, man. Another exciting week in tech. A lot of good announcements. But how are you, though, man?
It's been, hey, man, you know, tech is exciting right now, you know, and for those that are watching, I try to keep my hand on a lot of tech gadgets. I try to have some good times. I've had stuff sitting in boxes for months, like we talked about my Google Home.
Yes.
Finally pulled that out. It's kind of a little buggy. Let me keep it 100.
Wow.
It's a little buggy. So rocking with that. My Alexa just got new updates, so now I'm able to send people messages through the Alexa and some other stuff. So that's kind of dope. I'm waiting on the what's the one with the Peep Show, Alexa Peep Show, Alexa
your show, Alexa
yeah,
show,
yeah, whatever that is. I'm waiting on that. So a lot of things popping right now in tech, and obviously the elephant in the room, WWDC from Apple. So you know it's a lot, man. eSports is popping, deals are happening, a lot of things are going down the pipe, but we don't often have a guest. I always like to start it off like that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We don't often have a guest.
No, we don't.
But when we do, we like to have somebody that has the understanding, the technical details, know-how, and the time put in to have the conversations we like to have right here on Technocrats for you all. And without further ado, let's welcome them to our great guest host, the founder of High Point Gamer, Mr. Derek Watford. Derek, what's up, brother? What's good, man?
What's going on, fellas? Good. How you fellas doing today?
Man, you know it, man. You know what it is. We chilling in technology land, man.
I see we have a list of exciting things to talk about today. So,
yes, indeed.
Let's jump into it.
You know we don't play around over here, man. When we bring the pain over here, man, when it comes to technology. That's what we do. But Jay, you ready to hop in this, man?
Yeah, let's get in it, man. You know, we're talking about something on me, man. I like it.
I know. Matter of fact, watch me hand this off to you. All right, good people. We're talking about Apple. We're talking WWDC 2017. It has went down. It went down in San Jose, California, June 5th through 9th. Last week was incredible for some, lackluster for others, but we want to talk about the things that happened. We want to talk about the equipment. So let's dive deep into this. Jay, Mr. Apple himself.
Yes.
Give me your honest to God thoughts. WWDC Apple 2017. What's up?
Okay. Did Apple redeem themselves in that footing in the race after the I.O. conference from Google? No. Okay. But did they have some great surprises to take note of? Mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
They did.
And what was so interesting is for those of you who followed the keynote and saw the live presentation but didn't read all the other things that was released the days to follow, you may be surprised that they didn't actually feature some of these things that they're going to be bringing about, releasing in the fall. There was a lot of good, noteworthy things that Apple had that wasn't featured in the keynote. So we're going to talk about a few of those things today. But I feel that the WWDC 17th, Apple being in beautiful San Jose, may have regained and kept some people to want to stay loyal, not to leave it, to go to that Samsung or go to that ecosystem Android platform. But let me ask Mr. Derek, though. What do you think? What do you think about Apple and the conferences? Do you find that could be something that can challenge something like an E3? The excitement factor?
No, definitely not from an excitement standpoint, because you're talking to a different generation, and then the generations that you're talking to that speak both don't mind doing both. Like the people that get excited about Apple or WWDC, they also can go over to the gaming conferences and be like, oh, excited about this as well. It's just another source of getting that tech. And then you have that older group that just cares about Apple because that was the coolest thing out when they first jumped into the scene. So they're still loyal to that, right? So the younger generations are probably going to be like the Samsung people or as other big names get better in the tech space and come with cooler things. So
I feel you.
I like how Apple tries to hold on, and the best way to hold on right now would be to come out with the new systems with a lower price point, because the people that are using them are the actual working people like ourselves that are doing our own business, and we want Macs and we want new laptops. Also, we're going back to school to get our degrees and things. So from a excitement standpoint, I don't need a new toy to be excited about. But Apple, you told me I could save $1,000 or $100 on this item, and it's faster than the one I have now. Hey, that wins for me. I need that. That's something I can invest in.
There you go.
I feel that. I mean, it's real talk. You got to speak to the working class people.
Now, what about you now, Gary?
Oh, man, let me say, man, so here's my thing, right? So, and for those that are watching us on Facebook Live right now, thank you so much for tuning in. What's up? My thing is this. You continue to not innovate, which is to me a non-starter, right?
Yes.
You can't put us in this position where we have to shell dollars out each and every month, year, whatever it is, semi-annual, whatever that release schedule is for hardware, software, all those things. Continue to make us spend dollars, but you're not bringing us innovation. You're not really making us more efficient. You're adding a few bells and whistles here and there, but they don't speak to the $1,000 increase in cost.
Right.
So that's where I feel. Now, I will say this, and we'll dive deep into this. And matter of fact, we're gonna slap into this. Right? Excuse my cursing. We got to keep this non-explicit.
Yes.
But we want to have the conversation about what they really brought, so we can bring it to the people. So let's break this down. Let's start on the software and let's roll to the hardware.
Yes.
So let's hop over and take a look at the software aspect of it, right? iOS 11, right? New for the phones. Obviously, it's going to look a little bit different on the phones than it does. You got some additional features on the iPad, which I did like. I heard those things. I was like, okay, cool. We're going to get iOS 11 with some additional things, bells and whistles. But was it enough to say, man, I've got to move away from 10 to 11? How do you feel about that?
Okay, I feel Apple is playing catch up again. I feel like they still are lackadaisical to make their iPad.
You hit them with the lackadaisical. Hold on, Jay.
And that phone to be where it can become like I'm operating using a desktop. They're trying to go toward that direction because after seeing some of the things where you can do the drop and drag, you can actually see some of the files, and they got a new enhanced file system. But it's still too far behind to me. And I think for these people everyone now is a mobile commuter now. Everyone needs to have their data, have their office, have their academic stuff for school with them where they go, on the bus, on the train, on the plane. And Apple really just leveraging the iCloud, a lot of their application and OS is not built to be like Microsoft or Android.
True.
And I think that's the downfall. So iOS 11, yes, it's going in the right direction.
Sure.
But to me, the way they are staggering it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And,
not big enough.
Yeah. And with the announcement about Windows coming back with another phone, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult
tough.
for them.
That's
but
a tough conversation.
Yeah.
D, what about you, brother? How you feel from a software perspective? Are you an Apple software fan at all, man?
Here's my view on 11. One, to think that it hasn't come that far, they didn't innovate, speaks to how spoiled we are as consumers when it comes to tech anyways, right?
Yeah.
Two, we can't forget that when Apple started, it wasn't for the working people. It was for the cool people that kind of got on the computer every now and then to do some things, as well as the graphic designer. Those people didn't work 80 hours a week. They did their 40, and then they were on the beach somewhere busting out margaritas or playing catch with their dogs in their back, right?
Yes.
But as that generation stepped into the professional field, working class field, they wanted to bring their Macs with them. So yeah, Apple's going to be kind of a step behind when it comes to work-related tasks, and like you said, being able to be in the cloud and those things. Because that's for working people that are on the go, which has always been a Windows-based thing. When you got out of school, when you went to work, the thing you landed in front of, if you worked a corporate job or at a desk, was a Windows computer. It was because that was for work. That's what you're going to sit there and do. So
that's true.
I expect Microsoft to be ahead of the game when it comes to those work-related tasks. I don't consider it a bad thing that Apple plays catch-up in that world, because we still should be able to work and go chill out for a little bit. Like we should be able to unplug and not need everything right this minute, right this second, right now to speed up, only to do a much more working, right?
Right, that's true.
I agree.
That's true.
I agree
That's a
wholeheartedly.
different view. That's a total different perspective, right?
Yeah, it is. That is. You're right. You're right.
So well, let me give my piece on this from a software perspective, right? The way I feel about this, from what I saw, iOS 11, watchOS, which was, okay, whatever. My one thing that my takeaway was the fact that the updates they provided for the iPad with the drag and drop, with the files application, and with the dock at the bottom, to me, that was the real first gash into galvanizing the people who had to have both a Mac or MacBook and a tablet.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you brought some functionality to the iPad in particular that makes you say, well, if I could do all this, I might not need the full version of a MacBook. I might just be okay with an iPad and a keyboard. If I can drag and drop, I can get to all my files, and I can have a dock at the bottom. You're real close to what OS 10 looks like on for a daily user.
Yes.
That's my only thing that I saw that I was like, okay, Apple, I see the direction you're going. And they're going to have to take a haircut somewhere. You're going to either take a haircut on your MacBook prices, or you're going to take a haircut on your iPad prices if you were to do the touch screen MacBook. Right? We talked about that.
Yes.
You do touchscreen MacBook, people stop buying your iPads.
That's true.
But you take your iPads and you give them more desktop functionality, people stop buying your MacBooks. So, but shit, there it is again. We're the consumers. We're asking for it. So it is what it is. Jay, you was about to say something.
Yeah, I want to touch a little bit more on some of the updates they gave. And they really didn't go too much in detail, but a lot of people still have been complaining about Apple Maps. So we're getting more to the consumer side now. Like Derek mentioned, my gripe was more on the business and work side. But on the fun and the more engineering and productivity side, on the consumer side rather, they made a great update with the Apple Maps now to play if you're going into a mall or going to an airport, where you can be able to map out the mall and be able to see yourself within Apple Maps how to get to this particular store. Yeah. I think about here in Houston, the large Houston Galleria mall that we have. And, sometimes say you haven't been in a minute, you're like, hey, where's this store at again? And how to get there, but now your Apple Maps will be able to help guide you to get to there. The same thing in the airport, exactly how to get to the gates and things. I've been using Apple Maps a lot more lately. I only use Google Maps if I'm going to a destination that I'm not really familiar with, because I don't trust the accurateness of Apple Maps. But to see this feature coming in here, I thought that was a great thing too. Then the CarPlay thing. What do you think about them making that to be available for everyone instead of just buying a car? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, and I especially like their, you're driving right now, kill all your alerts. I think that makes sense. So I think they're doing some sensible things there. I think they're doing some sensible things by bringing in the Apple Pay into iMessages.
Oh, yes.
I think that's sensible. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they've got some things that they're baking in, right? And I agree with that. The audio, the Home 2 version for their audio, so you can do multi-audio from Apple devices or any type of AirPlay devices. Like, they're making great strides that they need to make, but these were things that could have been in iOS 10. That's my only thing.
Right.
Like, you held on to feature sets that were small, minute changes.
Right.
And now you want to roll them out as if it's something grandiose, and it's really not.
Right.
You know, lackadaisical, like
Yeah.
you said. I think you
Yeah.
that was a perfect word.
Right.
But let's move over into the hardware. But
Okay.
before we hop into the hardware, let's pay some bills. Let's have the conversation about keeping your smile right. This portion of the show is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We're committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built on the foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and a friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Baptiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make sure you make your appointment today with Dr. Chandra Baptiste at Elite Dental Wellness at 713-789-8680. So, moving into hardware. Yeah, like I get that. We're gonna hit that, pop it, move, bam.
Yeah.
We're moving into hardware. So let's talk a little bit about hardware.
Yes.
And I'm excited about the hardware because there's some other things that come along with this that we saw. So obviously your big items right now are the new iMac, right? Well, actually, you know what? Let's pause for that. We were talking about iOS 11. Let's talk about the iPad.
Okay.
New iPad Pro, 10.5 inches, obviously
inch larger, wider real
inch
estate.
larger,
Right.
better battery life. We got it up on the screen for those that are watching us right now.
Apple Pencil is even better.
With it. I mean, I think it's a great improvement. And for somebody who's been out of the iPad game for a minute, or you're looking for a tablet, coupled with iOS 11, I think this is a great purchase. I think that's a great step in the right direction, especially giving a little bit more screen real estate at a good price point.
Right. The
You know what I'm
pricing
saying?
is definitely much better.
$649.
Yeah.
For iPad Pro.
Yeah.
Great. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think that I agree with the pricing. I definitely agree on the iPad. The other things for the hardware, do you want to go ahead and get into that?
Well, you're good on iPad Pro, though.
Yeah, I'm good on iPad Pro.
I know where you want to go. D, where you at on iPad Pro? You an iPad Pro? You an iPad fan at all?
I'm one of those people that feel like the iPad, they're just going to trick us, right? First we started out with the laptop because we wanted to be away from the desktop. So like, I'm going to give you this thing to carry around, but guess what? I'm going to give you another thing that's lighter than the thing that you're carrying around, that's lighter than the thing you had at the desk. And then eventually I'm going to turn that back into the laptop that you had anyways in the first place, and just to continue to make money off of it. So I view it from that standpoint. I was an iPad fan when it first came out because I thought I was going to be able to draw on it and get my creative going, but the pen thing just didn't work. So I'm excited about the pen thing. That's the part that I'm excited about from the new release.
Okay.
All right. I'm with that.
Okay. You compare with that?
I feel him. Yeah. I mean, we've been bamboozled.
Yeah. It's not really anything else. The only thing I think that came out of that, Microsoft just released that Surface Tab, which we've talked about on the show.
Yeah.
But now they was able to say that their pixelization points and things like that is going to be more accurate with the Apple Pencil 2, I want to call it.
Yeah.
They're coming out. But other than that, it's how they compare. I think the pricing is the biggest thing right here.
Yeah.
For Apple.
Right.
This time. Yeah.
$649 for a 64 gig intro.
Yeah.
10.5 inch. That's not too bad, Apple.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I'm with that. Now, other hardware, because we can skip right along with that.
Yes.
Man.
It was two big things to talk
Let's
about.
talk about
Two
it.
big things.
You got it.
Well, let's talk about, before we get into the real thing, let's get into the iMac Pro. For the first, it's been about 4 years or so since they made a new Mac Pro. And for those who, a lot of people who really need the power workstations are professionals who do things in graphics, do things in different graphics for marketing, do things for AV technology and post-production for film, engineering, game development. You know what I mean. You need that powerful workstation with those cores, with that RAM to get this job.
Cores?
Yeah, to get the job done. But as you can see on the screen, those who are listening, who are following, watching, viewing, audience viewers this time, like Gary say, up to 18 cores in an iMac in a workstation. This is like a server, bro, that you have in power.
Literally.
Yeah, and over 128 gigs of RAM.
come on.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's virtualization.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a VMware box.
Right,
like real talk.
And to be able to get it in a form factor where it just a little bit, you can tell it's like what, a quarter of an inch, a
Something
half
like
inch
that.
thicker
Yeah.
than what the regular iMac is, and then that gunmetal black.
Come on.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
yeah, that's not
Gorgeous. Once you go black, you can't go back.
Right.
Gorgeous,
Right.
man.
I mean,
gorgeous.
that because everyone that was in the room with me was expecting to be like another silicon device like the regular Mac Pro is now, and they said, well, they're gonna go back to a workstation form.
Yeah.
But to see they made the Pro version on the iMac and the all-in-one, I never saw that coming. I never saw that coming.
Me neither. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah.
D, how do you feel about having a device at that level for game creation? Do you see that as? Do you see game creators moving to this platform as we, when we get into this conversation about AR and VR gaming? Do you think this is necessary, or do you think where we're at today with NVIDIA, what we're doing today with AMD, chipsets, things like that, we're good?
I think you give designers the option to choose between what system they want to be on versus, I have to go and do this in Windows now because that's the only thing that can really handle it from a power standpoint. And that's in a Mac Pro. In that case, you're good to go. There's also, because there's levels to game creation, I think this works for the artist level and the sound level, and from the rendering level, I still feel like those guys have to be on a Mac Pro. Even as much energy as the iMac Pro is touting, I still feel like that's probably a task, especially if you're doing, like, if you're EA Sports or someone, right? That's
Yes.
large volume of data that you're pushing. So
Gotcha.
I'm excited about it because I have an iMac, and to be honest, when I got my iMac, when they first switched to the slim screen, I was thinking, I'm just gonna get this thing. It's not really gonna be my workhorse because I have my MacBook Pro and I'm gonna work on that. And I've loved it. Like, I'm surprised it's lasts as long as it has. I'm looking at it now like, okay, they came out with something new. I like that gun panel. Let me go ahead and upgrade to that. I'm glad I had some patience for a little while because I was excited about the cylinder of the new Mac. I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. I could hook up 5 screens to that. My office would be so much LED light. It would be amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, and I must add too, we talked about the software updates, but the software update with that kit, the metal kit, and using the Unreal Engine and the things they demoed there, because they said they had to make updates for the software to be able to leverage and take advantage of this powerhouse iMac Pro.
Yeah,
And
that demo was nasty.
That game, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play that game.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, that
So it was. I think a lot of people was just floored when they saw what this thing could do and the level where gaming is going with the iMac, man, and what Apple is doing, and for developers and I know we're talking about hardware, but that's why I'm going to want to say this point. I feel like for the insider developer, they can already get a good idea of what the new phone is going to be able to do, and other devices to come later. I'll say that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
The other piece of hardware, and go ahead, D.
I said I agree as well. That's a good point.
Yeah. And you just mentioned something. You talked about the cylinder of the Mac Pro. What was funny, and you kind of hit it. I'm gonna bring it all home. We're talking about the other piece of hardware that they announced, brand new piece of hardware, looked like the cylinder from the Mac Pro,
Yes.
but it wasn't. It was a speaker. So it was the HomePod from Apple. Now, obviously, they have to compete with Amazon Alexa device. They have to compete with Google Home device.
They don't have to.
Yeah, they really don't. But
I don't know, man. I think they have to. I think this is that one area where they've always been weak at, and that's in the home. Right, even with the Apple TV, like we have Apple TVs. Do you got an Apple TV?
No, I didn't buy into that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? They've always been weak in the home.
Even the Apple base station, the wireless Wi-Fi, it didn't do that well. It was a great
always-
product.
that was that.
It didn't do well though selling. It was a great product.
Yeah.
It didn't do well selling. Yeah.
But I think this is how you really get Siri into the home, and it becomes the go-to thing. Because if people continue to go to Hey Alexa or go to OK Google, if those two things continue to pop, then I think Siri just lessens and lessens, and people at work are doing Cortana now. I think Apple didn't have a choice. I think it was pressure to say, I've got to provide this same level of I've got to provide a product in this category, but we want to do it the right way. which
Right.
is supposedly whatever they've created.
Right.
But I wish they would have decided to release it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I dislike. Making the people wait, 3 or 4 months for this product or more. This is available in December.
Right.
So we're talking 6 months from now.
Right. I never got mentioned. This should have been released the same day of the conference. It should have been available for retail.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Apple had to get in the game. At first, I was like, no, they really didn't have to, but I wanted them to be in there because I wanted to keep something in my ecosystem I invested in. But I look at it like this. Apple made so much, gave so much praise to their HomeKit about 4 years ago. And we see a lot of devices. They have a lot of good support, but they didn't have that intelligent voice assistant really to leverage the HomeKit like Alexa. I don't know when Alexa first released, what was the big marketing thing for Alexa? What was she supposed to do? Just help tell you the weather, reminders? It wasn't to interact with all this stuff in the house, was it?
It didn't start. No, they didn't have any of the skills that they have today.
Yeah.
Like that was like an overnight boom of all these Alexa skills.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even marketed. That wasn't the big thing where people was adopting and buying it. But now I feel they had to come out with something to interact with the HomeKit, interact with all these smart devices. But the HomePod itself is really being featured more or being marketed more toward delivering music into the home.
Yeah.
That's what they are saying. It's
Yeah.
more really geared to giving you high quality music, and it just happened to have this feature to be an intelligent voice assistant that can do everything Alexa and Google does. And then they want us to believe, they're telling us that it's going to be able to supersede everything that Alexa and Google does once you get it into your home.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
We'll see
Yeah.
in December.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, but
let me ask you from a hardware standpoint, what are you excited about? Chances, even though you know that there's an underlying, like being able to track your map into the mall and the store,
Yeah.
that's going to turn into the same thing as ads of, okay, you go to Foot Locker every 2 weeks, so let me make sure I push some ads to you about some Foot Locker coupons
You're right.
because
Yeah,
you
that's
track
true.
your steps in regards to that. Or I hear in the house talking about Foot Locker every 3 days about the new Jordans. Let me make sure I push some ads through your speakers now. In that case,
That's
I'm
true.
not one of those guys. I sometimes think I like technology, but how much information that I'm willing for them to have on me.
man,
That-
you're
that's
so
true.
right.
That is so true.
Yeah, because we are paying
Right.
one way or another.
Right.
Right. We
Yeah.
get this great technology, but we're giving something always, which is
Right.
usually our privacy.
Right.
And we're paying for it from an advertising perspective. We're being bugged and nagged, and you got now we got ads that follow you, so you go buy some on one
Yeah.
site and they follow you everywhere
Oh,
you go.
man.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I hate
Yes.
that. I hate
Yeah.
that.
So, is this one of their first conferences that they actually really featured new hardware in the summer, the WWDC, DC, I think, in a while, because usually that's not into the early fall. But I really think it's great that they are marketing as a speaker more so than an intelligent voice assistant, smart speaker. But with the music and saying it has what they call that word, they say musicologist, or what they call it, something they want to say that it had built inside of it where you can reference it to tell you who played the drums on a certain song, or
There was
Wow.
yes.
a lot of vaporware
Yeah.
is what I call that. Yeah, until I see that,
Yeah.
we're gonna call it vaporware.
Yeah.
But what I also want to make the call is I want to make the call to Facebook Live. Hey, we've streamed a little longer than we normally do because we want to give you a little extra input today. We've got a definitely the rest of this show is gonna be fire. We're about to head somewhere into this augmented and virtual space in these eSports that you ain't seen yet. So make
Right.
sure, remember the rest of this episode is up later tonight. So make sure you go over to the website at thesphere.tv/Technocrats. Make sure you log in and subscribe over there. Log into your iTunes, Google Play, log into your SoundCloud or your Stitcher. Make sure you find this show, Technocrats. Then while you're there, make sure you give us some constructive criticism. Let us know how we're doing. Give us some feedback. Make sure you hit those stars. That way we know how to continue to provide great content to you. Of course, also, make sure you share this. Family, friends, colleagues, anyone, if strangers on the street,
Yes.
share this out to them. Let them know that you've getting your great tech insight right here on Technocrats. And if you love what we're doing, go ahead and reach into your pocket and grab some coins. We got the donations open and available. We want to continue to build our studio out to provide great content to continue to empower you, and we need your help to do that. So we've got a single donation as well as a donation on Patreon. If you want to become a monthly subscriber, $2, $5, $10, whatever you got, we would love that donation. Remember, the rest of this episode will be up tonight, so make sure you are subscribed so that you will get it.
Yes,
See you
please
later,
do.
Facebook Livers. All right, so one of the big things we saw from this new hardware was the push into AR, and specifically AR gaming. Now, this demo that Apple did on their floor with this AR game with the crowd in the back and stuff like that, looking through the lens.
Yes.
Shout out to HoloLens. You just got roasted.
Yeah.
Nobody even mentioned you, but you got roasted. You know what I'm saying, with this iPad. But this demo that we're going to show you on the screen right now was just so wonderful, being able to see the cinematic layout on a table that's sitting on the stage. You've got a whole what would we call this? Like a town that's built on a stage, on sitting on the screen, and you've got planes coming in and landing. You've got things that are happening, and for those that are watching us, we've got it up right now. You get to actually see this little interaction, this new style of gaming, AR gaming, that's truly coming to life. This is so far past Pokemon Go, throwing these weak balls. I mean, to me, this is phenomenal.
Yes.
This is the next level in gaming right here, where you're able to game in your physical environment. And you got things that are flying around people's head. You got a man jumping off the side of the desk on the stage. Like, it's crazy, man. Crazy. So with that being said, D, let's dive into this, brother. Tell us what you foresee when you see this kind of demo, when you see Apple take this step towards gaming and AR with their hardware, and coupled with Metal 2 that you mentioned earlier, Jay, with all the power that they've got now in their iMac Pros. Where do you see gaming going to when we're talking AR and VR?
Like our last talk that we had about it, I feel like it'll be its own space. It'll be its own lane of gamers, from people that like to actually swing and do the motion. But I still feel like the console people are going to stay console people, and the keyboard people are going to be the keyboard people. I was impressed with the whole table view and how they were showing the planes coming in and all. And I was like, now what went into making that, creating that? Was it a lot that went behind the scenes to even do that part of the aspect of it? And how could you translate that into a game from an interaction standpoint? Like, yeah, you can see and view, but I didn't see where it could record how I was interacting with what was going on.
Like being able to control one of the characters on the screen from your iPad or something.
Right.
Yeah, and that would be dope. And I'm sure somebody's having that conversation. Like, we've got to obviously make this interactive. Can I control the spaceships that are flying around?
Right.
Can I control the townspeople? Can I do something to add to the environment? Maybe throw a bomb in or something. Like, and it's just crazy where this could go, man.
Right. Well, this is why I feel like that when I mentioned earlier, if you're an insider developer and you're able to look at this beta version of iOS 11, you're gonna readily discern that it's some new hardware coming down the pipe soon from Apple. Because they already identified these problems and issues that, hey, we need to give someone some type of body eyewear or give someone type of hand remote control to really be able to benefit from this. Just having optics and saying, because you're going to get bored just seeing this after like 5 or 10 minutes of doing that. You don't want to be able to do more than that. So that's why I felt like they kind of showed us already in the demo when they did the iMac Pro with the Star Wars demo with the Unreal Engine on Metal 2. And they showed the girl with the VR headset. And they just barely featured a little Oculus thing there. I feel Apple is telling us that the AR glasses and the VR thing is coming. And they're going there
sooner rather than later.
And I feel it's going to get announced in December, January around that time. Because if you look at this iOS 11, it's made to work with these other outside things. And when have you known Apple to make anything to work with anybody else? Instead of them making it.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of them making it
except
themselves.
the USB.
Right. You know, so I don't see them saying, hey, you use our platform, but hey, you buy another set of AR glasses, VR glasses, or that remote control for someone else. No, Apple was coming down the pipe with something else, because this iOS 11, everything is showing you is for the AR and VR. They have to have some hardware coming to leverage this.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
I agree. And go ahead, D.
Can you imagine from an AR level on a game standpoint, just if you had the pad and you turned that into the same thing with the Pokemon Go. Now I'm running around town with my little iPad and I'm 3D interacting with this location of, oh, here goes the diamond that I was looking for. Let me grab that because it recognizes that I'm in a certain vicinity of a certain area that knows that, oh, you captured this diamond. Like you could have kids running around doing that and making a nice couple $1 million just off of that alone for a year or two, and then get into some real AR, to be honest with you.
Yeah, especially with them apps add-ons.
money.
Yeah, especially with apps add-on.
Yeah.
But I do know this, though, bro. This portion of the show is sponsored by the Sphere.
Oh.
Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
Dope. Yeah. Businesses alike unite.
Yes, and we get some Apple advertising.
Should indeed. So when we see, here's my thing. When I see this, it takes me this obviously AR, augmented reality. We're talking about things that interact with what's tangible, what's real. When we're taking gaming and making it real.
Yes.
And I think what we're starting to see is that really grow in other areas. Speaking of which, the NBA. Looks like the NBA has confirmed a deal where they're bringing up the upcoming 2K Sports League for their inaugural season, featuring 17 NBA franchises. We're literally taking the virtual space and putting it into reality.
Yes.
D, what's up with this, man? Let's talk about this. What's going on?
I'm excited about it, to be honest with you. One part that I can't seem to figure out in the deal is, and if anyone isn't familiar with the 2K NBA deal, they're going to have 30 teams. They're going to run just like a real basketball team. They're going to have drafts. They're going to have a season. They're going to do championships. They're going to have playoffs. These gamers are going to get a salary. I'm just excited about the years to come to how are they going to start picking these guys that are going to be on the pro team. Like how can the little guy from Memphis end up on the 2K team for the actual Dallas Mavericks and do a season of that and get a salary and doing that? How are they going to pick? So I'm excited that opens up the lane for recruiting and understanding where all the hot gamers at. And oh man, I'm excited.
We can see.
I even started an eSports management group now that will help athletes build teams, look for these prospects, and because once you get into that lane of being able to predict, it's no different than football and basketball. And if you start soon, now you're gonna have the college recruiters coming to you like, "Hey, my point gamer, I'm looking for. I need two guys that's good at Rocket League over in University of Florida. Who you got, man? Like, oh, we got 2 kids over here. That's one out there in Daytona that's good." And that's money. That's agent money to enter into the pros and running around with these kids at the championships and stuff. So I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to see what the NBA is going to provoke the NFL to do, or the NHL, or even the WWE to do, because everyone could just copy the blueprint of it and just do it if they wanted to. And I imagine that's going to happen. They just want to see, let's see how lucrative this is for 2K and NBA right now. It's a win-win, though. I wouldn't wait on it.
Now, that's what I was actually just about to say. This is a win-win situation. There's no losers in this. Everybody wins.
Losers.
Yeah, everybody wins. And one of the biggest things is people are unaware of just how big eSports is. You know what I'm saying? And we've had this conversation before. I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry around the world. And big conferences, big events, this is big show. This is big money to be made from sponsorship levels to, even down to, I was telling the intern, collegiate, from a collegiate perspective, you can get scholarships now to go to schools for playing video games. Like the opportunities are endless.
Yes.
And it makes good sense depending on if you're good in esports. D, tell us a little bit more about what you foresee happening. If this works well, how long do you think it'll be, or what do you foresee happening with the NFL, possibly with NHL, all these other areas? Do you think they're going to want in immediately? Do you think they're going to want to stagger it out a bit? What's your thoughts?
I feel like they have to be talking about it behind the scenes already.
Yeah.
They might not have announced it, but they're probably trying to flesh out how does that work with the deal. I'm curious what is the behind the scenes workings of the 2K and NBA deal, because no one has brought up the issue that 2K makes the game. So you're the game maker, and then you're also going to control the league of who's the championship. Like, that doesn't really seem like it will go together, because you have inner knowledge of actual game mechanics and what can make you a better player just from a technology standpoint based on what you implemented into the game. So I'm curious what type of regulations are behind the scene that keep them in check from being able to rig the whole thing if they wanted to, or being able to control winners and losers from that standpoint, or give other teams upper hands,
That's a good question.
That's something to think about.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
The regulations behind this, man. And having what do you rewrite? What is already in place that's transferable? Like, it's a lot.
Right, because I don't know. Like I said, I don't know all the details on this and when they're going to release more details to the public, or do you need to go sign up now to be on the waiting list because it's going to obviously be thousands of people trying to get in this E-League, bro, for this 2K.
Anybody with an Xbox.
Yeah.
Or a PlayStation.
Yeah. So how do they, first of all, are going to choose? What are they going to go by to know who gets selected? What's going to be the age group? And then, two, what kind of form or contract they're going to put you on? Because you're going to become you're going to be, like you say, you need an agent, because I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to need an agent.
Yeah. This is just like you playing in the NBA. You're doing it at home.
Right.
So,
Right.
and
because it's new, it's a new field. It's going to be done wrong the first time. Like, it's the lane is so open because it's so new. So you can get in there and probably make a couple million, and then they change a couple of rules. Like, hold up, we can't have these 17-year-olds on planes with us going to go play these championships without an escort, and we need to have more things in place. So the beginning is always exciting, but the beginning is always bumpy. So I'm excited to see how
I think it's going to be very successful, and it's going to guarantee that 2K Sports sell millions of games every year. It's going to be like it's already now must have, because NBA Live is dead anyway.
They are the official.
Yeah.
2K whatever is the official.
Now, if they could just get over that get over that sorry deal that EA Sports keep putting the NFL on lock, let football come back to 2K, please. Oh, man. This would really be like,
If a 2K deal like with the NBA, what also stops them from being able to say, hey, we're already in bed together making this amount of money. Why don't you just let us be the ones that do all the NBA real licensing stuff with the players? Don't let anybody else use Paul Pierce's looks and stuff like that. Let us do that. We got the tournaments going on, the championship, the league. We don't really need anyone else to allow them to make games and take away from our money pool. That's hell of a power if they're able to flex that muscle there.
Right,
I can't see the NBA doing it because the NBA likes money.
Yeah.
But who knows?
That's true.
Yeah.
Who knows? We don't know. It's so new, but it's so important, because this opens up a lot of opportunity for a lot of people who never thought they'd have a talent in video game play, who never a lot of parents who I know I've heard it 1,000 times. Put the controller down. Do your homework. You're not learning anything over there. But now people are making millions of dollars as individuals off of playing video games.
Yes.
Come on.
If I would have stayed with it, bro. Oh,
it makes me want to hop on the Xbox every morning.
Yeah,
like,
it
makes me want to put in an
Xbox One
hour
weekend.
plus of work every morning.
Yeah.
Easily. Easily.
Yes.
But, I'm excited. And Derek, it sounds like you're surely excited. Tell us a little bit more about the management firm that you've created.
Okay, so what I've learned from High Point Gamer is you have athletes with my athlete connections. Athletes, they're the most popular people next to celebrities, especially nationally, internationally, right? So you take an $89 billion industry, that's the gaming industry, and there's only 26 billion is coming from the U.S. There's a lot of money internationally to be made. So you could take a pro athlete that's second string, third string on the bench, right? To us, it's like, oh, he doesn't even start. He's only making $1 million a year. You take him somewhere like Korea, Japan, that's Michael Jordan to them, no matter what. Like, he's a pro. He plays. I don't care if he's second string or third string.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
to get these athletes into tapping into the gaming revenue, it makes sense. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna keep doing High Point Gamer from an events level standpoint. But these athletes, they want to get into new markets and make different streams of revenue, but they don't have time to do it. They don't have time to, okay, well, what's my Twitch schedule going to be? What posts do I need to post up this week on my social media? What links do I need to share for my merchandise? How do I get my merchandise made? How do I get my merchandise shipped? But I want the revenue, and the revenue is there versus waiting for someone to call me, Pepsi, like, hey, can you come do our shirts? And no, let me jump in the gaming industry, and I'm a liaison for that. So I can handle the branding, the team recruitment, the endorsements, the sponsorship negotiations, all for an athlete. And all he has to do is say, yeah, I want to do that. That's my agent for gaming. I don't mess up anything that's as part of the regular agent for the league, but I'm a different avenue so that when they get out of the league, whether they get hurt or retire, they've generated another revenue stream over here that doesn't require them to actually be physically fit or pro anymore. Like,
Right.
I built a brand while I was a pro, so when I'm not a pro anymore, I've already solidified myself within that market so that they're still going to continue to support me and buy merchandise. And as well as if I'm doing teams, I'm recycling youth after youth after youth, as well as able to give back to the community on that. Because especially for us, we look up for athletes in the urban community. Like,
Right.
So if he has a team and I can be on his team and that's introducing me to the eSports world where I can get into this money in the gaming industry, let's do that. Let's be that bridge to show them that there's more out there than getting on the field or picking up the basketball myself, because there's other ways that I can generate income and be happy and be a star.
It is,
That's
man.
it. That's
I
it.
love
Man,
that.
everything.
That's a
you were
great
saying,
business
man.
model.
I was like, man, that's a little bit too much good information he gave. But that's how I was like, man, I was just following the whole thing
Yeah,
through
it
of
is-
like an athlete was sitting right next to you right
Yeah.
now as he was going through that.
Yeah, you're definitely at mission control right now, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like, definitely. That makes a total sense. And what better person than yourself? Because you understand the industry better than any of these people can understand it.
Yeah.
Here's the challenge with that. Let's take into account. I look like a baby. 1, 2, I'm a male. So when you talk agent to other pro athletes, they're used to thinking of the old white guy, right?
Yeah,
that's
Oh,
true.
right.
That's true.
White dude that's able to talk and give me connect. So it's kind of a learning curve for them, especially in the gaming industry. Most of them don't know how lucrative the gaming industry is. To them, it's, oh yeah, I bring my console with me when I'm on this plane headed over to Memphis to play the Bucks or whatever. But I haven't thought of it from an industry standpoint that there's a lot of money being made in tournaments. So I have to educate them on that aspect. 2, educate them on the difference between their agent and a gaming agent, because that's new. You can't go say, oh yeah, I know John Lucas. He's a gaming agent over in Houston. You can't say that. It's a new thing.
Yes.
That's a little uphill battle for me, but hey, I'm still excited because it's a win-win. There's no lose. Lose.
That's true. No
That's it.
lose in this, man. No lose. Yes,
That's
indeed. Jay, what you got over there? Like you got something. You sitting on something
Oh
over there.
no, man! I'm just taking it all in. I'm like, man, this is something that can create some jobs and give people some opportunities to further their career in the game and be able to get scholarships. I mean, so many things can come from this, my brother. And I'm like, this is a whole nother industry that hasn't really been tapped into
I
yet.
need a check.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's
yes,
it.
indeed.
Yeah.
The game industry as a whole, like we
Yeah.
talked about last time, like
Yeah.
nobody's doing this yet.
Yeah.
So we're so behind.
Yes. Yes.
It's already
Yeah.
in billions of dollars, and we so behind.
Yes.
So behind.
Yes. So, but I do know this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance.
Speaking of money,
Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33%, or more than 77 million of Americans, don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. 1-844-700-4463, or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshops near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
there it is.
That's it.
Big money, no whammies. No
Yes.
whammies. Well, Derek, man, High Point Gamer, brother,
Big
we
things,
always
big things.
appreciate
Yeah.
you, brother. And every time you come on here, you drop some gems, man. Each and every
I
time.
appreciate it. Thank
Yes.
you for having me.
Yeah,
fellas.
man. You definitely got to get down here to Houston, brother. We need to hook up and do something, man, for sure.
Yes.
It's on my list. It's on my list.
Yes, indeed.
We should
Yes.
make it happen.
Yes, indeed. Now, of course, let everybody know where they can reach you at across all your social media. Where can they get at you? Where can they follow you in all the glory?
All right. All social media is High Point Gamer. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it. Website is highpointgamer.com. If you know anybody that's interested in the gaming industry and wants to either connect with the gaming industry, engage with, or help it grow, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'm definitely on LinkedIn. I got a group called eSports Florida Networking.
2K.
It's a group of individuals trying to grow the southern arm of esports. So, hey, let's connect, man. There's a lot of money out there.
Okay, cool,
Yes.
man. I'm with that. Let's get everybody out there at
Yeah.
High Point Gamer. Make sure you are following this man. Make sure you're tuned in, and if you're in this area, make sure you bring your controller, man, because I'm sure it goes down.
Yes.
I'm sure it goes down. 2K King around here.
Yes.
Sure it goes down. Jay, of course, where can he reach you at, my brother?
Hey, y'all continue to hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, AstroTesla80.
There it is. And of course, remember, if you want to get any information about what we're doing right here on the show, shoot us an email, technocrats@thesphere.tv. Hit us up on Twitter @thespheretv, #Technocrats, and we will definitely love to, have the conversations with you, go back and forth about any hardware that we've talked about, software, esports, and the glory in that. And of course, you can reach me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, MySpace, Kick, Western Union. I got it all, man. At G Hawkins, that's G Hawkins with a Z. This has been another great episode of Technocrats. We will see you all next time. Take care.